have a ceiling option if we want to start talking about Hurston Waldrep. The ceiling is immense with this guy, but I think that the floor is also pretty high because I think this dude could just be lights out of a bullpen. He's got one of the best pitches in all the minor leagues. It is an 85 to 89 mile per hour splitter that he gets up to 91, which is kind of crazy that he gets a splitter up to that sort of velocity. And it is death on like right-handed and left-handed hitters. The fastball sort of plays down because the shape is a little bit generic, but I think it sets up the splitter well. And I do think that's kind of where I think that he should go into a bullpen role, attack batters, fastball, splitter, and it mix in his really good slider as well. I think that he can just be a lights out two to three inning sort of guy that Tyler Pater mentions for that sort of role for him.
Tyler really hit a lot of the notches that you needed to when talking about Waldrop because, and I'll just go ahead and quote him, the moneymaker for him is the splitter. It's such a disgusting pitch, with Waldrop. Uh, I've always seen this guy as being a lightning fast moving late inning threat. And I think that Waldrop has a great build for that. It's a power arsenal. Fastball up to 98. Again, like we said, the vomit inducing splitter. There's a slider and there's a bit of a show me curveball in there mixed in as well. Again, the splitter, because it is a gross, nasty, nasty pitch, dating even back to his time with the University of Florida. I do think that the upside is there that Waldrop could be a starting pitcher still, even though I'd like to see him kind of unleashed in the bullpen. It's realistic that he could be turned loose in that way. I've got Waldrop inside my top 200 prospects. I probably need to bump him up a little bit, honestly, just because I think that he has so much talent. And again, if I can make the joke that I'm sick of making, but I make it every episode anyway, a lot of paths to the show. He could theoretically be a closer at the end of next year if the Braves really needed him to be. The fantasy team had him at 118 of 500 prospects in November, Reese.
I think he's going to be. I think he's the lack of ideal fastball shape is what hurts him for me. I think that's what ultimately moves into the bullpen where he can just sort of just throw his stuff and just sort of figure out where it goes. I think he's the eighth inning guy, towards the second half of the season, and he's the guy that they go to as a bridge to Rezo Iglesias, who's one of the best closers in all of baseball. Kind of underrated. Interesting for a championship level team to have such a great closer that go so under the radar, in my opinion, for Rezo Iglesias, who's like one of the top 5 relief pitchers in baseball in my mind. But yeah, Waldrop can be definitely part of that nasty bullpen for sure.